truth about a boss.
Yo, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Talk About Tuesday. It's your girl B Brown, the Revolutionary, and today is July 26, 2022, and I am now entering into episode 39. So that lets you know that I've definitely been putting in work along with my girl Sunshine. Been
Blessings
putting
on
in work.
blessings.
Yes, as always. And before we get started, I want to just let everybody know that next month we will start back streaming on Facebook as well, because some things have changed with Facebook. So therefore, I can dig it. So let me just give you guys this visual. Make sure you go and subscribe to the Facebook page. All right. As you can see, subscribe, follow, share. Dab TV. That's the hashtag, the truth about a boss. And as you can see, yep, we have a nice commercial telling everybody to be here tonight.
Page looking good.
That's right. So make sure y'all come in and check us out. We're doing it big.
Furthering the upgrade.
Yes. We also have a new group called The Truth About Boss Millionaires. If you would like to subscribe to that group, just ask to join. We'll let you in. Okay, but make sure you come with a boss mindset, because that's exactly what we're doing. And while we're at it, when you come back on Facebook, make sure you hit us with some stars for our content.
Millionaire pending star.
Yes, millionaire pending star.
Millionaire pending star.
Yes.
Which is one more than likely get your comments read.
That's right.
The more stars you give us, the more we read your comments. You want to be heard by us and heard by the people? Send us some stars.
That's right. Millionaire pending stars.
Millionaire pending stars.
Most deaf. All right, so we got a pretty clean lineup for y'all. Make sure you bring your big boss energy to the table. Hashtag Dab TV. Okay, so we're about to jump right into this thing because we got some hot topics on the table today.
Yeah.
Sunshine, so tell the people what's your day been like today?
Today, well, I have to be thankful that I woke up this morning. First and foremost, I woke up with my heart heavy though. Today would have been one of my children's 22nd birthday. She was stolen from me 3 years ago. And it was just a really hard day. It was a hard day for me. She wasn't birthed by me. However, I've known that girl since she was about 5 years old. So it's hard to lose a child like that. So if you are suffering from any form of domestic violence, please seek help. Get out while you can. Your life matters. And you are loved properly by someone else. You will be. Believe me.
Exactly. Domestic violence is no joke. I definitely see more women being unalived in domestic violence situations than I've seen in a long, long time.
Yes, that's very true. Now, mind you, he tried to unalive their child as well. Now, he unalived. He assaulted the baby twice, and then he shot 6 times in her back while she was trying to protect her baby, and then he unalived himself. So, it's really, really hard. The baby is good. He is fine. He's big. He's bright. He's beautiful. His born day is coming up. So, we're thankful and thank God for that. However, I did lose a very, very special and bright light in this world. I really, really did. So it's been a hard day.
Well, we're glad that you're able to be here with us, even though you had a hard day today. I definitely understand when you say you had a hard day because in life we will have situations. Everything is not perfect. It don't matter how good somebody make a situation look. We never, ever, ever have a perfect life,
Yeah.
and people need to understand that.
And there's no
Yep.
fault. There's no fault in going through hard times and hard situations and being in places you never thought that you would personally be in. And because you may love someone, like we can never say if that was me or I would never, because you never really know. All you can do is
Mm-hmm.
it will never be you and try to help those that you know are in the situation that they are in. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
No
Mm-hmm.
judgment necessary, no criticisms, just unconditional love. That's all.
That's that's right. That's right. So with that being said, we're gonna jump right into our next into our topics to get the show started. We also have Nikki Six in the building who's gonna be a guest on the panel today. Welcome to the show, Nikki Six.
Hey, ladies, how are you?
Blessings, dear. How you doing today?
Awesome, awesome,
I'm
awesome
well,
sauce.
sunshine. I just want to send you my prayers. I was listening backstage, so
Thank
prayers
you.
of peace, of serenity to you and your family.
I greatly
To
appreciate
everyone.
it.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Yes,
and we also have a visitor in the building by the name of Crystal Douglas Fletcher. What up, though, family? Sending out my prayers, sunshine.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you, dear.
And Chris, if you didn't hear, we'll definitely be going back to Facebook next month. They have made some changes. I'm down with the changes. So we're going to roll with Facebook and YouTube like we did in the beginning. So be
yay!
ready.
All
He,
right.
uh, he also said, Nikki Six, what up, though?
Hey, Chris, how you doing?
So let's jump into these stories, these hot topics, because we got some hot topics today that we definitely want to get on the table. All right, Sesame Place, not Street, says no to children of color, which they are affiliated with Sesame Street because they have all the characters of Sesame Street. But they are under fire when a video surfaced of them pretty much ignoring all of the little colored African American children, is what they call them. But I personally like to call them black. But you can blatantly see the disrespect of these young children, and they are very disappointed. They got a disappointed look in their eye, and it couldn't be me. It just
Child,
couldn't.
me
It
neither.
just couldn't
I
be
saw
me.
that.
I'd have
So
turned that video
distasteful.
out, man. I'd have turned it out.
Yeah.
It just couldn't be me because I would be so upset. Like, why would you do that?
You see
Why
how
would you do that?
disappointed those babies look? And it looked like
Yes.
they were like looking
Yeah,
like it
that
was like their favorite character ever. And it's like, oh my God, they're coming. She's coming. You want
right.
to show me some love? And just like shook their head, no. Hand in the face,
But the
no. And it
finger,
was just
yeah,
so
gave them
sad.
the finger, like, no, no, no,
It was
not
just
you.
so
No.
sad.
Yeah. So just give me a second. Let me pull the video, and we're gonna definitely check out some of these videos that these people, once one person showed their video, then other people started to show their video,
Uh-huh.
So let's take a look at these videos right now.
Okay.
Don't cry. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Foolish.
You know, he was so upset.
You get a hug, Mom? Well, go stand over there and see what happens.
So I'm gonna cut the volume down because we don't need all that. But let's look at the video.
This is the one for me.
Yes, that's the. I'm
You
talking
see
about
that?
you living
Like,
this shit.
Yes.
Like no, not y'all. Look at this
And
one
then
though.
what's
Look at this one.
on-
Look at that one. He snatched his hand away.
Yes. Looked that baby right in his face and just was like, yeah, no, no, thank you.
Look.
No, thank you.
Oh my goodness. Like, come on, the blatant disrespect. And
No, this one is the
horrible
one for
as
me.
well.
This is the one for me.
Like that couldn't have been my child.
Couldn't have been my baby. Me and the Muppet would have been having some words and unkind ones at that.
Exactly.
And they wonder why we lash out. That's total disrespect to those babies.
Wait, hold on. Did they just pet the dog and ignore the baby?
Yes,
pet the dog and ignore the baby.
See,
I don't even see that
for
one.
me, it'd have been blue feathers, red feathers everywhere because that right there, no.
Blatantly disrespectful.
Exactly.
That it was saying that they couldn't
to the babies. No.
The animals. They said they couldn't quote unquote see the people through their costumes. But I'm like, how can you see one child, skip another one, and then go to the next one? Make it make sense because the math is not what? It's not mathing.
Exactly.
Look at this one. You just going right over this child. Look how sad this child gonna be looking. Look at the poor little baby.
Look at that baby.
Ooh, baby. That couldn't have been my child. That couldn't have been my child. And then watch this one. Here we go again. Oh,
that's the one for me.
And it's always seeming to be little Rosita. What's going on, Rosita?
Rosita wasn't the only one though. So Sesame Place in Philadelphia, where you're from, Miss Sunshine.
It ain't here. It's around these parts.
Yeah, it's under fire for ignoring the African American children. And
as they should be.
Yes, and here I have an article where a grandmother talked about a similar situation that happened to her grandbaby. And let me just pull up the picture so you can kind of see what happened. Where the grandmother said she just couldn't believe it, so she just snapped the picture. So let me pull that up. She just snapped the picture. Just to show.
Like
now look at this. Look at this.
Look at that baby's face. Come on, Zoe. Zoe, do better, Zoe. Like for real.
No.
But
do better, Zoe.
Look at the little white baby. They embracing the white baby and they like, please don't touch me to the black children. There's no way in hell this is a coincidence.
Yeah, it's no explanation. It's no explanation. It is what it is.
It is what it is. We're not going to go under that underlying foolishness talking about it's just a coincidence. They can't see in their costumes. That's a lie.
Then they called it an quote unquote an isolated incident. There's no isolated means there's one occurrence. That's isolation.
Yeah.
This is multiple occurrences of purely blatant racism. You are choosing the children you want to go see. Now, the first incident that brought about this whole situation, they were saying that Rosita was saying no to a mother that asked her to hold their child, which I don't believe. Because how you going to say, roll your hand no to somebody over the top of little children that are trying to get your attention and then go next to them and hold the baby? I don't understand that. Because once again, make it make sense. How do you see one small child and not the other?
Exactly.
You should be out there, period. You shouldn't be out there, period, if you can't see everybody. You can't see everybody. You can't see where you're going. So why were you out there? No.
I don't believe it. And then the grandmother that snapped the picture, she said, this was a similar incident. She said, the picture speaks for itself. She just turned around the other way and I just snapped the picture. Her name is Gloria Alford. It's a moment frozen in time, a memory of Camden. Grandmother says she would rather forget. I'm glad it's coming out now. It should have been exposed a long time ago so people can see how Sesame Place runs. Alfred says the viral video that appears to show a character snubbing two black girls encouraged her to come forward with her story. She says 2 years ago, a character did the same thing to her granddaughter's sister.
I really hate the fact that it took someone else to post this video for all these people to come forward, because this should not have been going on for as long as it has been, because it ain't just from like this year. How many children can you imagine how many kids were treated this way? How they were ignored and made to feel like, girl, you pet my puppy, you pet a stuffed animal and didn't even acknowledge me. Like, how does that resonate in that child's mind?
How do that work?
Like, how are you making the thought process? How are you making these children feel? To acknowledge one particular person that does not look like me, to ignore me, and then to acknowledge someone right next to me that does not look like me as well. What does that say to that child?
Exactly.
Once again, another Black child is ignored. Another Black child's feelings do not matter. Another Black child's happiness is just irrelevant. It makes no sense. That's why my kids go to Sesame Place. I never had, never will be. I'm not paying. First of all, I'm not paying no $5 for no daggone water.
Right.
Well, this one is in New Jersey, so I wanted to show this clip where an activist was speaking about the situation.
Allegedly shows a costumed character ignoring 2 Black girls. Well, the family believes the snub was racially motivated. Now, Eyewitness News reporter Jasmine Payute is speaking with a grandmother who says she had a very similar experience.
The picture speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying? She just turned around the other way and I happened to snap the picture.
It's a moment frozen in time, a memory this Camden grandmother says she would rather forget.
It should have been exposed a long time ago, but I'm glad it's coming out now, so people can see how Sesame Place runs.
Gloria Alfred says viral video that appears to show a character snubbing 2 young girls encouraged her to come forward. She says over 2 years ago, a character did the same to her granddaughter's sister.
Do you think the character clearly saw your granddaughter's sister?
She asked to take a picture with him. And he just, whoever's in the costume turned around and just hugged the little girl, the white girl.
Right in front of you.
Right in front of me.
It's complaints like these that Gary Frazier says pushed him to protest the amusement park over the weekend.
We wanted to really engage Sesame Place, really to shut them down, and really to get them in a space that we can have open dialogue.
He was one of 2 organizers arrested.
See what they arrested him for? Oh my God!
Why did they arrest him?
$42.25 a piece. I'll gladly take these and bronze these.
In a statement issued Saturday, Sesame Place apologized to the family and said in part, "We are taking action and are reviewing our practices to identify necessary changes, both in the immediate and long term."
We're just simply asking them, what does that look like? What does your diversity training look like? What's the makeup of that? That's part of our demand.
I want to go back.
No matter what training,
no matter what training, nothing. I will never go back.
Exactly.
We reached out to Sesame Place for comments on this weekend's protest, as well as an update on the status of the employee involved. We have not yet heard back. In Camden, Jasmine Payute, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Well,
Now, how do you arrest them folks? Now, the Black Panthers was up there too.
Yeah, they were.
Show was.
They were. And they should have been up there.
As they should be. They allowed the KKK to protest and route. Never mind. I'm sorry. Back to Sesame.
Okay, you took the words out of my mouth.
It really all ties in together. I mean, you might as well call
it. Is this KKK owned? Is it owned by them?
Right.
Now, I've always known that people have protection. You know what I'm saying? They get the police protection. So why are these people that are protesting racial injustices at a place that's supposed to be for children to bring happiness and joy and togetherness and community, why they're arrested? Because they're protesting, but they're not what they're not doing.
And I just want to go back to the roots of Sesame Street real quick. Sesame Street was originally made for the Black and brown children. It was to help get the Black and brown children ahead so that, they can learn their ABCs and they 1, 2, 3s. So when they get in school, it won't be a situation. So let me just bring in a few pictures, because you can clearly see, and we clearly know that when Sesame Street got started in 1969, it was like, first of all, it was in Manhattan. So you can look at the set and it's giving Black Brooklyn vibes though.
Yes.
So it was targeted to the brown audience. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Now, fast forward 2022, And we are the ones that's having to put up with this type of stuff from these people.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that they're unknown for controversy, Sesame Street in the first place. You know, back in the day, they came under fire because of their portrayal of the Hispanic community, well, of Latinos in general. Like, you know, the caricatures and how they are portrayed, they came under fire for that as well a long time.
Well,
even
not
though
only
it's supposed to
that,
be about culture and inclusivity. You know what I'm saying?
they came on the fire for an episode where they had a little Muppet was like a gang member, and people was like, that wasn't right.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
I missed that one.
I remember that. Also about having like a single black mom or something like that on the show, and how with the new character it portrays to be a black character. I'm not going to hold you. You can do it all you want to. It's portrayed, although it's a different color. You know it's supposed to be a black child.
Look at this. Just look at it. Look at it now. Who is that? Who is that on the screen? This is how Sesame Street started. This is how Sesame Street made its money. They always come in our neighborhoods and take all of our culture and make money off of it.
Get all the credit.
Get all the credit.
Take all the money and all the credit.
Yes. We have to stop allowing this type of stuff to happen. We letting it happen. I mean, like, I cannot believe, even when the Black Panthers were protesting, I still seen some black people going back and forth to the dang on Sesame Place. I'm like, are you people slow?
Complacency runs
what
so
are you doing?
It runs so deep. It's like it's like we as people don't. I mean, back in like the 60s and whatnot, like we really stood. We took our causes and we stood 10 toes down on them hills, and we died on those hills. Nowadays, it's like, okay, well, whatever. It's just you. Okay, well, whatever. It's just them. No, we need to stop doing it. It's just you. It's just them. And just any space that's not for us, we need to leave that space.
Exactly.
They don't need our money. They don't need our clout. They don't need nothing. Everybody want to be black. They want all the rhythm and none of the blues.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
It don't make no sense. It makes no sense.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Look at this. They all look like they should be quote unquote black people. Tell me. Look at them. Look at them. Look at this boy right here.
Exactly.
It makes no sense.
Like, come on now, afros. Come on now.
Exactly. You know who this is geared towards. You know who this is geared towards. This show was created to teach culture and environment and community and togetherness and as well as education. And that's a part of education. You know what I'm saying? Not just schooling. You have to learn to be social and learn friendship and sharing and things like that. You have to.
And then what is that? What is that?
I have no idea. I don't know. That's not me. I don't know what that noise is.
Okay.
So they do all of this, and then it's like, and then you preach one thing, and then the thing that is derived from you, they show you something different. That's why I tell people will show you better than they can ever tell you. Yes. Always. And you have shown these beautiful black children that they do not matter. You show these beautiful black children that, yeah, I see you, but I'm going to ignore you. How do you do that to children? How?
Chris said, I would cut the hell up. They can damn see it's custom.
Period.
He said, Sunshine, we come for you, LOL.
What I do? I ain't do nothing.
Said, how you know which child to go to then? Shake your hand.
Exactly.
To tell that baby no. WTF, really? Exactly.
Exactly.
That's so foolish. Like, we can't do that. We cannot keep allowing these people to just walk all over our culture and act like it's okay.
Especially our children.
Especially our children, because now you teaching them that they're not good enough.
Exactly.
They're not good enough to be a part of what Sesame Place got going on. And I just want to show what the original cast looked like. from the get-go. So at the end of the day, we all know. Look at this.
Boom.
Look at this.
Boom.
And most of the white people were Muppets. The black people were in the forefront.
Yes, they were.
Let's be real.
I think the last person I can recall seeing on Sesame Street was, remember Bob? I think his name was Bob, the one guy. I think his name was Bob.
This Bob right here.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Bob.
Yeah, it's the only white man I can recall. And then the next lightest thing was Maria and Luis.
Yeah, Maria.
Everybody else was black.
Yeah,
everybody. Gordon.
All of them. There they go.
And they were really married, and their daughter was really their daughter on that show.
Really?
Yes, they've been married for forever.
Wow.
That's awesome.
They were legally married on the show.
That's awesome.
It was beautiful. It was really beautiful.
It was beautiful. And now they done brought their stinking nasty racism into something that's meant for good. Like, I'm so sick of these nasty Caucasianal foolish people with their nasty ways, because I don't care if you black, Latino, white, purple, orange. If you racist towards children, you suck.
Right. You evil. That is a particular form of evil. I'm sorry. Anyone that can do any harm. I mean any harm to a child is pure evil. And psychological damage on children is the worst kind of evil. You know what I'm saying? Because that sits with them. That baby will always say that they were never good enough.
What is wrong with these people?
They adore.
What's wrong with them though?
They're evil. Their minds are twisted. They're full of hatred. And how you can feel that hatred towards a baby? The babies are innocent. They know no hatred, no harm. They know no ill will.
No harm.
And you teach them these things by treating them like that. That's what you do. And you were supposed to be some place where they love, and you want to go watch every week, and you learn from them. And how you learn a compassion, friendship with people that treat you like that?
Exactly.
I say boo, tomato.
Big tomatoes.
Yes.
Big tomatoes. Big tomatoes.
Big rotten. It gives me stank booty
I know you did not say it's giving stank booty energy.
Yes, he did.
Energy. Show did. I stand on that hill. I'm gonna die on it. 10 toes in. Booty.
Well, I agree with you on that. It's definitely giving. I don't bathe.
And I got halitosis.
Yeah, I don't brush my teeth. I'm probably missing a few teeth. It's giving that type of energy, baby.
Got thrush and cootie mongers. Don't play with me. Not today. Baby.
Yes.
I got an attitude, because it had been one of mine. The headline would have read, "Sunshine showed all the way off and flipped Sesame Place all the way around." I promise,
baby, by the time I would have got through, they would have been calling it Brandy's Place, baby, because I would have been
Period. Period. I'd have lost all my composure on that good day.
Me too,
Seriously.
baby. I'm being for real, and it is what it is.
And why is it always our babies? Why is it always? It's like they pick. You know what? I know why it is, because they want
psychological warfare.
They want to get them while they're young, so they can learn to hate themselves while they're young. They can teach them while they're young that you are worthless, you are unworthy, and you are less than other people. And that's why they do them kind of things. And I want to let all my beautiful black and brown babies know you are more than worthy. You are beautiful, excellent. You are greatness. You are everything people aspire to be.
And you come from greatness. What they trying to show you, that's because they know you're great, and they know you come from greatness. What they have done in this world is stole everything that belongs to us and took credit for it, honey. That's why they created the patent and all that stuff like that, so they could go and steal people ideas and take credit for it. So young black babies, don't you ever believe that you ain't worth it, because you are very much so worthy. You come and descended from kings and queens, not that foolishness.
And always remember, when somebody tries to bring you down, just know that they think that they are beneath you. Not that you're beneath them, that they are beneath you because they have to bring you down to their level. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yes.
Chris said this ruin a child forever. Exactly.
Yes.
It does, Chris.
And ask, what is my cup? Oh, I'm drinking the finest turmeric tea. Yes, I am.
All you right. Made it? Talk about a Tuesday mug. Yeah, show them the mug. Show them the mug. You need the mug. You want the mug. You must have
the mug of fire.
Talk about Tuesday.
Did you make the tea, B?
Yes, I made the tea.
All right, that's what I'm talking about.
Yes, I'm getting it all together. Be looking out on all platforms for Brandy Brown, the healthy side, because that's where I'm at in life. I ain't got time to be playing with these prejudiced Caucasians with their food that's making us sick and giving out diabetes and high blood pressure and all that as well. So I don't have time for that anymore.
No, we don't care about the cream corn children. We really don't.
Right. It's literally sickening. And let me say this, and y'all can get mad if you want to, whoever is viewing this that may feel away, but you need to get your people. You need to get your people and tell your people that what you're doing is wrong. You need to stop.
Yeah.
Because all those videos, that was definitely not a coincidence. You ain't gonna sit up there and tell me that none of these videos was just a coincidence.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that little girl just waving in this thing face. That thing, whatever that thing is, just waving in that thing face. Yeah.
That's Rosita. Rosita has been in multiple of these videos, and I'm wondering if that particular person has that character like all the time.
I believe so.
There is blatant racism there because it's not one instance, not two, it's about 3 instances where that one character is snubbing little black and brown children.
The blue one also, though. Yeah.
You got the nerve to go out there and try to dance like they doing something great. Baby, I would have shot the keg on them so quick.
I know.
They better shut it on.
Just walk right by the little black children. Them little babies just a waving, and you know that made me mad. That made me so mad. Thank God for this mama here though.
This one.
Ooh. And then she shook her head like, "No, you ain't gonna tell that lie."
That's what I'm saying. How can you?
And look at that one though. Oh my.
How can you say you don't see these kids? You're looking them right in their face, and you're looking at them saying no. You're looking at them walking away. You're assaulting kids.
Oh, I would have beat this one up. I would have beat this one up.
Baby. It'd have been a whole game. No. That could have been my baby. I promise you.
And then I seen somebody online saying, "Can't you see that he's performing hell?"
Did you see that?
You hugged that little white girl.
The little girl was trying to dance with the one that just passed. He backed up away from her and went over to dance with the little white girl. You know what? I'm going to bed already. I gotta go to bed. I gotta go.
Girl,
I can't with these people.
Yes.
Well, and they wonder why we start riots, because that right there, Lord have mercy.
Not a riot, a protest. We don't riot, we protest.
Yeah, protest.
Yeah,
still
we'll use them white supremacy words. You know what I'm saying? We
protest. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we don't use the terrorist words.
Because they try to make us out to be something we're not.
Right.
The riots are what happened when the Eagles won the Super Bowl and they threw the city up.
Right.
All right, so we're gonna keep it moving with our next topic because once again, y'all know how it goes. We can go in all night on these people because when it ain't right, it just ain't right. Chris said, "This is so stupid."
Beyond. Come on. Beyond.
Amen. The counterman, the cookie monster. Shall I go on? Exactly. You know it.
Right.
All right. So for our next topic. All right. Bishop gets robbed while on live.
That is not of God.
So there is this bishop by the name of Lamar Whitehead. And he is known to be a flashy bishop. He also has been known, what 10 decades, well, not 10 decades, but a decade ago, he was in some trouble. He had trouble. He definitely committed some fraud and a few things. So I guess when he got out of jail, he decided he was going to get his life right. But he drives a Rolls Royce. He flashes all this jewelry, and he always says that he got the right to buy whatever he want to buy. That's what he says. So
okay,
he was actually in the middle of church service, and boom, bam, boom, he got robbed. So, and it was caught all on camera. So let's just pull up some video to show exactly what happened. Baby, church ain't like it used to be.
Run up in there with pews, robbing people in the pulpit. Once again, God, not of God. No.
KMZ 5464. Again, KMZ 5464. Served 5 years in prison for a $2 million identity theft scam.
Oh.
Was that it? I think I might have.
The wrong reel.
I think I might have.
Okay. There you go. At the pulpit, like that was what baffled me.
Let's get it.
Tonight, the NYPD is looking for 3 suspects after a 39-year-old man was struck by the driver of a car and then robbed as he laid there unconscious. Surveillance video from the Bronx shows the victim walking on East 169th Street in Foxhurst yesterday morning. This was 6:30.
Oh,
that's when he was
vicious
struck
up there,
by the driver of a black sedan. 2 people then got out of the car, and instead of helping the victim, they robbed him while he lay on the ground injured. The suspect drove off but returned to check his pockets before taking off.
The ghetto. That is so ratchet. That is so ratchet.
Why though?
Capital R.
Duck in for a deal at Brubaker Kia and get more for your trade. Lease the.
So let's just let this go ahead and get this advertisement out the way.
Well, a bishop in Brooklyn was robbed at gunpoint right in the middle of delivering his Sunday sermon. This was yesterday. So the frightening encounter was all caught on the church's live stream.
And tonight, the bishop is telling us what was going through his mind as it all unfolded. Arthur Chen in the newsroom now with what he had to say. Arthur.
Lori, Steve, this sermon taking place yesterday, the bishop was asking his congregation if they've ever lost faith after seeing someone die. Seconds later, masked men were in their faces and nobody knew if it was a robbery or if they were about to experience a mass shooting.
Yo. All right.
While delivering a Sunday sermon on a live stream, 3 masked gunmen are seen storming the Leaders of Tomorrow International Ministries in Brooklyn, forcing Bishop Lamar Whitehead to the ground. He says the gun was even pointed in the face of his 8-month-old daughter.
Women and children started to scream, and they put the gun to my back, and they put the gun to my daughter's face. This is atrocious, right? For men to come in during service and lay the entire church down at gunpoint.
The bishop says the gunman stole more than $1 million worth of jewelry and gems, including expensive watches and even his wedding band. While the sermon was going out live from the 2nd floor of this building, some congregants were there in person.
It's thrilling for the people that come to church that day. It's horrible.
Whitehead once served 5 years in prison for identity theft and grand larceny. In his current life, he is known for his opulent flashiness and claims to be a mentee of Mayor Eric Adams. The bishop recently attempted negotiating the surrender of Q-Train murder suspect Andrew Abdullah and showed up at the police precinct in a $400,000 Rolls Royce, but the NYPD took Abdullah into custody on their own. Now, the bishop is offering a $50,000 reward for the arrest of the gunmen who robbed him, urging them to turn themselves in.
I'm praying for them, but I want justice to prevail because they can't just run into these churches like this, man. If you could run into the church, you could run anywhere.
Right. Unclear tonight if the suspects knew their armed robbery was being filmed, including them getting into a white Mercedes and taking off. Regardless, the bishop says he will continue to hold services. As of right now, no arrests have been made.
Lord.
Lord have mercy.
Okay. I got questions. I have questions.
Okay.
I have questions. I hope you have answers, people. If people have questions, why, how is you wearing $1 million worth of jewelry at church?
At church
Question number one. At church.
How is that living like Jesus? Because I know he was like a pauper. Now I'm just saying, you wearing diamonds and Rolexes and driving Rolls Royces. What are you putting in your community, sir? How are you helping the community, sir? Where your tithes going, sir? Where's his money coming from, sir? And ma'am, because you know his wife got money, got her jewelry stolen from her too.
Oh yeah.
So how are you wearing $1 million worth of diamonds and emeralds, mind you? Diamonds and emeralds. How? Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was the first thing for me as well. Like, what? The preacher and his wife, and it was only a few, right? There's only a few congregants that were there, right? Because it was streaming live. So therefore, the majority or all of it came from what? The pastor and his wife, right? At church.
I ain't saying nothing else.
What, in a $400,000 Rolls Royce when he rolled up to the jet?
So, yes. I'm just now. You know, he also he presided over Bismarck's funeral as well. However, I'm not comprehending how as a bishop, a man of the cloth, a man of the Lord, wearing $1 million worth of jewelry. Because I know in church they said to live like Jesus, and I know Jesus was walking around bling blinging with grills and diamonds in his mouth. I'm just saying.
Nope, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay.
Christopher said if right now we stop buying from white people's stores, that they wouldn't make it. Let's be real. We spend the most money. We have the least amount of dollar signs. Also said they don't want us to know or be educated. Facts. Sunshine is for you. Stinking booty. Stop pouring in that cup. Killing myself laughing. Listen, the tea is off the chain. But back to the story. So, okay, so this is one of the reasons why people don't believe in the church anymore. Now, he has been linked to going into the bad parts of the neighborhood and helping people. But at the same time, bro, bring your swag down a notch. I mean, like, who are you trying to impress? Like, I understand that you might want nice things, but at the end of the day, you can do it better than that. Like, you're really making yourself look like a person that's only there to collect money and coins. And a lot of people was pointing out that his church building look a mess, but he driving a $400,000 vehicle. They're trying to figure out, like, why do your church building look like, you know, a rat hole? Yeah, but you run around here looking so flashy and so good. Like, bro, what are you doing?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what are you doing in your community? What does that surrounding community look like? What are the people that go to these churches look like? You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to use that. You're supposed to help the people.
Yes.
They can't look like him because the church wouldn't look like that.
I don't know. It just makes the whole situation look bad. It really does.
It really do. And Chris, we will definitely be returning back to Facebook next month for the people. Next week. But I also have a video I want to share with y'all where he went live after he got robbed and he had something he had to say to the people. And he also got another live where it seems like he was kind of trying to get into it with somebody because he was upset that some blogs were saying what they were saying about his situation.
Popping your collar. Oh, he bothers me. Oh, he is a clout chaser.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
You know, I'm not one to judge people, but baby, you just don't seem like you of God right now. I'm sorry.
Good afternoon.
Like I wouldn't follow you at all.
Good afternoon.
He got that good old prison bishopship. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
He found God in prison. That's just what he looked like. He real. He real.
You know, share and let everybody know that the bishop is on. I wanted to, you know, pray, and I also wanted to give you guys an update on what's going on, and I'm also going to announce a reward for their
oh yeah, he's giving out $50,000 too for a reward.
So I want y'all to
if anybody that knows what happened.
Share this.
Where's money coming from?
If you're on Facebook, I know I'm not on my personal page. I'm on my public page. I'm on my verified page.
Exactly.
Lamar and Whitehead. And I want you guys to share this message because I'm about to announce a reward for the capture of the men that came into my church to
He's stuttering too much in my life.
In the middle of service. All right. So I want y'all to tune in and let everybody know. Y'all share. Let everybody know that the bishop is on. And thank y'all for tuning in. I want to thank everybody for all the calls, man, and y'all reaching out to me and y'all showing me so much love. I'm talking about from politicians all the way down, and from the streets all the way up. I want to thank everybody for your love and your concern, and I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful that you know, that I'm truly loved.
Bro. Okay, so
yeah, let me just
this is all for show.
Right, like
it's all for show. It gives me I set myself up vibes. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah.
So yeah, so y'all make sure y'all tag somebody, share this message, tag, because usually I go.
So as you can say $50,000 reward for the rest of the armed men that violated and robbed me and my wife at gunpoint in the middle of church service. Call NYP or NYPD or inbox me with information.
To get an understanding of where we at and what we're doing.
So
all right, I'm going to be announcing.
Let me show y'all this though, because he then gets upset with somebody that's doing a blog and say, oh no, that's not the one. Let me go back. He gets upset with somebody and says, Larry Reed Live, you will never make a joke about my church being robbed. You tried to disrespect my family and my church. You will never bully me.
That sounds like real jailhouse mentality.
Yes. That's exactly what it is.
And like, I mean, look at him. He's performing. He does not seem of the man of the cloth to me. Like, look at him.
Somebody said, I wouldn't be surprised if you set the whole thing up yourself. Because he's just giving off crook vibes. I'm saying.
Period. Look, I mean, identity theft. You either sit in the jailhouse. You running around with millions of dollars of jewelry. You driving high priced cars in the hood.
Gang bully.
Yeah, shut up.
Right. Never in life am I gonna let it happen. And let me tell y'all something. Right. Nobody's going to make a mockery of my church being robbed. As I sit there and watch Larry Reed, who I respected, never had a difference with him. But as I watched, as my team sent me the live, and I watched before I said I was on, I watched how he talked about me and my church, and how he talked about and made jokes of my church being robbed, and made jokes about not hearing about the gun being put in my 8-month-old baby's face. Right? And y'all want to follow him, and y'all want to sit here and make it seem like that he's righteous.
Look at the teapot calling the kettle black.
He's a division to the body of Christ.
The body of Christ was a power, though, sweetheart. So I mean,
he's a division to the body of Christ. See, I'm not. Let me tell you something. 50 gonna do what he do. That's my boy. He gonna do what he do. He ain't say nothing crazy. That's just what 50 do. It's all right. It's cool. But this dude, Larry Reed, and who's this other guy? Who's the other guy and the other girl? Just disrespectful.
Really, the whole world laughing.
Just
I know
disrespectful. The other guy that was on Larry Reed's show, he was just up there. Larry Reed has blinded y'all. Literally blinded you. All he do is gossip like a woman. That's
all right. So I've had enough of him, honey.
Misogyny at that. Misogyny.
Yeah. So as y'all can see, child, he is in a situation, honey.
Stank booty energy again. What is going on today? Oh my God. It's stank some soap now because they need to get washed.
Exactly. Crystal said, but here's the thing, B. I would say no matter what we have, God can't heal. What we have, God can't heal. That's facts. That's facts. That joke would be on Skate City, killing myself laughing.
You know what? Show enough.
The Joker would have been on Skate City, baby. You telling the truth. I hate to laugh, but where was his faith? Killing myself laughing. I saw this today. That ain't it. No fear of God, baby. It just.
But that man ain't of God. He ain't of God. So what's that fear?
He's just not giving me Bishop vibes. I'm sorry.
No.
Like
he's giving me scammer vibes.
He's giving me scammer vibes. And while we're on the subject of scamming and stealing, let's talk about Creflo Dolla. As we all know, good old Creflo about he did a sermon not too long ago where he was speaking about tithing. He said he has gave everybody the wrong information for years. Yeah. He said that his way of thinking was wrong back then. So he got to go back and fix it. So let me just pull this up, let y'all hear it for yourself. But at the end of the day, once again, here we go. Where is the faith going to end up in the churches at this point in time?
Hey.
Because you really making church look bad at this point. Like, don't nobody want to believe you now because you're not. Yeah.
They know what goes on in these churches.
And humility to correct some things that I've taught for years and believed for years, but could never understand it clearly because I had not yet been confronted with the gospel of grace, which has made the difference. I won't apologize because if it wasn't for me going down that route, I would have never ended up where I am right now. But I would say that I have no shame at all at saying to you, throw away every book, every tape, and every video I ever did on the subject of tithing, unless it lines up with this. I've done some corrective teaching in the last 10 years, but not to the degree of what we're getting ready to do now.
Not commend him for that, though.
So why is this important?
Yes, very much so.
Religion is sustained by two factors: fear and guilt.
Come on now.
Come on now.
And if it's one subject that the church has used for a long time to keep people in fear and guilt, it is in that subject of tithing.
Come on now.
Come on
now. It has to
now.
be corrected, and it's got to be corrected now.
Yes.
You lose some friends. Preachers may not ever invite me no more, but I think I've already been through that, so it doesn't matter.
So I'm feeling like God must have came down and said, boy, if you don't get this right, baby, I'm gonna take you to a place you don't want to go. So let's listen. I'm gonna skip on. I made some notes of a few places that I really want to touch bases with.
The New Testament nowhere designates a percentage of income a person should set aside, but only says gifts should be in keeping with the income. Talks about giving of gifts. Look at 1 Corinthians 16:2 in the NLT. 1 Corinthians 16:2. Now, I know first thing somebody's going to say is, well, Abraham tithe, you had to get the teaching we just did. Abraham met Melchizedek, who was unannounced, and Melchizedek came and blessed him, and Melchizedek won the battle for him. And then when Abraham found all that out, he gave a tithe. He didn't give the tithe to get blessed. He was blessed before he gave the tithe.
Come on now.
He didn't give the tithe to get the victory of the battle. He had already got the victory of the battle.
Come on now.
And the Bible says Melchizedek showed up with bread and wine, which points to the body of Christ and the blood of Christ. That was a shadow of the grace of God showing up. And so he gave the tithe as an expression of his dependence upon God, because Melchizedek said, here is the possessor of heaven and earth. And Abraham said, what do I need with anybody else or anything on this planet if I'll hook up with him? And when he gave his tithe, it was an expression of his dependence on God. The Lord woke me up at 5:30 this morning, and he said this to me, and he said, get up and write it down before you lose it. He said that your giving is a response to my ability to take care of you.
Preach.
He said, when you give, it is your declaration of dependence on me. Can I read that again? Your giving is a response to God's ability to take care of you. I give because I now know that God can take care of me. That's why Abraham gave. He gave a tenth of everything because he says, oh, that's the possessor of heaven and earth. I don't have to worry about nothing. So I'm going to give, and I'm going to, in my giving, make a declaration that he is able to take care of me. You remember when Abraham said to the king of Sodom, I've lifted my hands up before God. I won't take nothing down to a thread or a shoe latchet, so you won't ever be able to say you made Abram rich, but I have declared my dependence upon God. His tithe,
he was saying a couple words now.
Taking 10%, a 10% figure from the Old Testament tithe and applied it as the recommended minimum for Christians in their giving. He didn't say that. He didn't say that. He says, I want you to take a portion and put it aside. Now, if you want to give 10%, that's fine. But, he didn't say that. I want to get to a particular place where you understand that he is not requiring New Testament believers to operate in the Old Testament system of tithing, which included a blessing and a curse.
I think your mic is muted, babe.
Okay, I said, let's continue on. Let's continue on.
Yes.
Give it to all men, how? Liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given to him. So wisdom is available. Now, above all, giving should be given with pure motives. It should be given with an attitude of worship to God, and it should be given as a service to the body of Christ. So according to 2 Corinthians 9:7, 2 Corinthians 9:7, look what he says here. He says, you must each decide in your own heart how much to give. New Testament, you must decide in your own heart how much to give. And don't give reluctantly, or don't give in response to pressure. Well, the tithing teaching always pressured me. It gave me fear. Malachi 3:10 says, what's that? You are cursed with a curse. I remember one time my tithe was like, I don't know what it was, $100 and some and 26 cents, and I didn't have the 26 cents. And somebody put a brick through my window, my car window of a new car I had, And Taff and I just got married, and as soon as I did that, the condemnation of tithing and not tithing came up, and I'm like, you know, the devil just spoke to me and said, see there, if you tithe, then this wouldn't have happened. The only reason that happened is it was fear-based.
Facts.
He says you're never to give in response to pressure.
Okay, let's go on. I got one more I want him to do, and then everybody can just go back and listen for themselves.
Tithing is an Old Testament teaching. The New Testament contains a theme that overrides it. So set aside your emotions, please, just for a moment. And let's see what the New Testament actually says about tithing. Since we're no longer under the law, let's see what the New Testament actually says. I know what you've been told it said. I know what I might have told you 30 years ago what it said. Let's see what it actually says. All right, let's look at Matthew 23 and Luke 11:42. They say basically the same thing. Jesus' words about tithing are brief. There are only really two comments here from Jesus, but watch this. He said, and this is so interesting here. He said, woe unto you scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have committed the weightier, you have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. Now watch this. These ought you to have done, and not to leave the other undone. All right, so he's going in here, and Jesus is criticizing the Pharisees for neglecting the law about justice and mercy and faithfulness in their tithing. And again, for you tithing these things, but you're neglecting the others. What is he talking about, the others? The other laws. You're keeping this law, but you're neglecting the other laws. So to be sure they are tithing, they absolutely were tithing. And Jesus says, you should keep that law of tithing, this, and this. But you shouldn't neglect the other laws about this, and this.
All right, so that's enough.
Yeah.
Sounds like to me somebody realized that they got over on some people.
Yes.
I mean, that's just what it sounds like to me. I mean, I don't know about nobody else, but that's what it sounds like to me.
He really, the word of God really touched that man. And he received a whole bunch of backlash from somebody, from pastors and bishops and things, apostles and things like that. This one apostle, Beverly Crawford, was the real issue is not tithing. It's about giving. It is about the nature of God, the will of God, and the heart of God. Grace does not condemn, attack, manipulate, harm, or hurt the sheep. Jesus says that people err because they don't know the scriptures or the power of God.
Exactly.
That sounds like manipulation to me.
Right. How you doing, Miss Bobby? Miss Bobby Moon is in the building. She's watching right now. I don't think that God wants us to go broke trying to put money in the church. Like, if you don't have it to give, why would you even try? Chris said he makes me sick.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Sunshine, ain't no way of the cloth.
Ain't none. Now I remember one time there was this woman in Rite Aid. She went to the pharmacy to gather her medicine, right? She was sitting there crying. I'm like, what's wrong? Like what's going on? Like, what happened? Like, are you okay? She's like, she didn't have enough money to cover her her heart medication. It was a heart medication she was going to go get, right? So she said the medicine cost like $250, which is asinine to me to say for heart medication. Nonetheless, she went on to say that she only had enough money to cover her tithes and not her medication.
Oh my goodness.
How that right there, I was like, you know what? You got that. Because if you want to go give that money away to a church before you take care of yourself, that's the church you need to be going to. Because if that church is more concerned with gathering your money than your health, that's not where you need to be in your life. That's not of God.
That is not of God. That is not of God. That is not of God. Chris says, bar of soap.
Yes. Yes.
I ain't lying.
A
I
big bar.
mean, my thing is this: when people go to church, they really going in to get the word of God, lift their spirituality. And if you don't make a lot of money, I think you should give when you can give and give how much you can give. I don't think that it's up to us. I mean, I understand the church do got bills, but at the end of the day, it's a nonprofit organization. Let's make sure we understand that right here and right now. That churches are a nonprofit organization, meaning they can write off everything. Okay.
I got you one better. Dig this. My godmother goes to a church where you have to provide your finances in order for them to tell you how much money that you have to tithe. Yes.
I've heard of that. I've heard of
And
churches
if you
like
don't
that.
tithe, you get you get letters in the mail for not tithing. You can also be they kick people out for not tithing as well.
Exactly.
Yes. I was flabbergasted. I said, you have to give over your bank account information to go to church?
Exactly. And I was really taken back from this one story that came out some years ago where this lady passed away and the church didn't want to pay for her funeral because they said she had stopped giving tithes. Really? So that's how y'all doing y'all congregation? Like y'all didn't even ask this lady what she had going on.
Exactly. Apparently she has some medical issues.
Apparently.
And healthcare ain't free.
Come on.
And medication at an astronomical high. Like people paying for insulin. You know how much insulin costs for a vial of insulin? It's like $300-$400 in some places. How do you expect people to give when they need to survive?
Exactly. It's really sad. It's really sad. I just don't understand it myself.
At all.
So, well, at the end of the day, if you know, like I know, you better give when you can give. Like we have seen it firsthand that a lot of these people that's in the church, they are not of God. Like I just say, use your own personal belief. You got to get your own relationship with God so God can give you your warnings. God can tell you don't do that. Yes, do this. Like, no.
That's why I left religion alone a long time ago and built my personal relationship with my own God. I believe in any God people want to pray to, as long as it's teaching you proper. I don't believe God is of suffering and hardship. I believe my God is of love and peace and light, and I do not have to suffer in this life to find paradise in the next. You understand?
Exactly.
I don't believe
agree.
in all that. I do not believe in all of that. Leave religion alone and get in touch with God. That's my advice to everybody. You will be so much lighter in life, so much lighter and more peaceful. I feel. I never knew such peace in my life than when I left the confines of religion and got in true touch with God. I have never known such peace in my life, and I'm thankful for it. Because God said, leave it alone, sister. She showed me better than she could tell me. And she said, come here, come and show the power of the real God, of real Christ.
That's right.
That's not how Jesus lived. That's not what Jesus would have wanted at all. Jesus wasn't for the rich, he was for the poor.
Yes.
The downtrodden, the people that lived in hardships and strife. He showed them light. He didn't aid in their suffering.
Nope.
How is any of that of God? Truly.
Well, you know, everybody has kind of remixed things to how they want it, but I know God is of love, happiness, and peace. And if you're not at peace, if you give away your whole paycheck, that is not of God, baby. Christopher said, my brother talked to me about this.
Yes.
It's definitely something to talk about. Like, don't force people into a hole. Like, don't do that. To me, that's going to really make me look at you in a certain type of way.
And then it goes back to what I'm saying. Like, if people are giving so much of themselves, what are you giving back as a church to the community? Because your people should not be suffering this way if you were truly people of God and did what you're supposed to do.
All right, let's move right along with the show. All right, Ricky Martin is accused of immoral acts. Child, Sunshine, what went on? What went on?
Mr. Living La Vida Loca was accused of having an illicit affair with his nephew. Now, it was said that the affair had went on for months, and the boy was like, well, that Mr. Martin had become basically irate and was harassing him and stalking him because their alleged relationship ended poorly, and he wanted no parts of Mr. Martin. That's where it all began. Now, as the story has since continued, the quote unquote nephew, whose name was never disclosed in any platform that I looked upon, it was never disclosed. I know he was a younger male. His name was never disclosed, and I don't even recall seeing his true age either. So that also raised a lot of red flags to me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of red flags. Now he had gathered a restraining order against Ricky Martin and everything, and then come to find out, days later, after Mr. Martin, he kept his silence together. The guy kept saying he was doing this and the third. He got a restraining order. Now, the guy says he withdrew his restraining order. He withdrew all the allegations against him. He's supposed to just like fodder off into the sunset, like nothing never happened.
Well, as you can see, I pulled this picture up where it looks like Ricky Martin's partner is supporting him. Well, oh yes, and he says truth prevails. First of all, I didn't even know that he was married, but now I do know. But his partner said truth prevails. So what do you think actually went on? Was this little child obsessed with him or something?
That's what it seems like. And it seemed like he was like very, very much obsessed with him. Like he had like really creepy stalker vibes going on. And it's like you just appear from nowhere and then went away. And it's like, why would you do something like that? Like he could have created such irreparable damage with just the allegation alone. You know what I'm saying? Like it could have been he could have been harmed physically for saying something like that. Because he's not in the state. They're in Puerto Rico, and other countries don't take too well to allegations like that. They will unalive you real quick over there. They really, really will. So I'm thankful that it really didn't do him any harm. Like he just did a concert a couple days ago, after the fact, after all the allegations were refuted. So I'm just glad that everything came to pass.
Exactly, because you can't just go around lying on people's name now, because that's that type of energy that'll get somebody hurt.
Yes, exactly. Like you don't know how many people, and just he has children. Ricky Martin does. He has children.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
you know
y'all.
what happened to his sons?
Take me back a few steps.
You know what I'm saying? Like that makes no sense to me. It makes no sense that people can just throw this like crazy allegations out there. People feed into it. And you see the truth is never as loud as the lie is. You know what I'm saying? The lie, that pebble like rocked the ocean. And nobody ever came and said, well, how you doing? Like this wasn't true. This wasn't the case. He lied. Mr. Martin is not like this kind of person. You know what I'm saying? Like no one came out with favor to say that he did not do this, like they did to claim that he was, a SAer.
Exactly. Well, Ricky Martin was accused of having a 5-year relationship with a nephew,
an illicit affair. Yes.
So And then it
To
comes
sum it
out.
up, yeah, I missed that. Yeah, so what happened? I was reconnecting when we got on this topic.
Yeah, so that's what sums it up. And then the young fellow, whoever he is, retracted his statement. But when I tell you, I seen that headline everywhere. And I was like, oh my God, like I ain't gonna lie to you. After seeing all them headlines, I was like, Rick ought to be shaming himself.
Exactly.
But then,
it wasn't true.
He did this. He SA'd his nephew, has an affair with his nephew. Incest. And then what? Crickets.
And crickets, yeah. So the nephew retracted his statement. But why would you even do that? Like, that's just horrible. Stop. People need to stop lying and just looking for a avenue to get some quick money or something like that. Because that's what I think it was about.
That's treacherous.
He probably wanted some money from him. He said no. And you know how much money these people get from these blogs. You know how much money they get for these interviews. So he got a cute, quick little coin.
Yep.
And you know what?
He should be sued for whatever money he was paid. Seriously.
He really should. Because anything could have happened, especially to he has small children. And you know, people are evil. And they think particular ways about homosexuals anyway.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, homosexuality is right to pedophilia to some people. So he has shit with this, and they could have snatched up his beautiful babies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that, the man needs to be locked up for what he did.
I agree.
He needs to be locked up.
I agree.
That's like a false raping allegation. Lock him up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Lock him up.
Exactly.
He could have been unalive.
Exactly. All right, so let's go ahead and go on and talk our next topic to end this show for tonight. Police force quits. All right, so this story right here really just got under my skin a little bit because at the end of the day, the more I read about it, the more I understood exactly what was going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull this beautiful black queen up. So let me pull her up right quick. Let me just pull her up.
Yeah, I don't like that.
So she was made to be the town president. And when she became town president, everybody quit. Well, yeah, the police force quit, honey. Well, she was the new manager. And okay, so just to give you a little backstory, she had actually sued someone on the force before because of discriminatory practices, and she was not getting paid what she felt she deserved. So she sued them, and now they mad. Now they mad because now she has stepped into a position where they just feel like she shouldn't be. And if you mosey on down here, you'll see the main one behind it right here. And let me just read some of this of what this says. It says, an entire North Carolina police force has quit in protest at the town's newly hired progressively responsible town manager, aka the black woman, who the police chief said created a hostile work environment. Baby, he said she created a hostile work environment.
Hostile work environment. So
yes. Especially black. Her black skin was hostile.
Yes.
It was.
Yes. Yes. Saying that the assistant town manager and key clerk had joined him and his 5 officers in quitting in protest. I have put in my 2 weeks notice along with the whole police department, he wrote, of the force he had served within 21 years. New manager has created an environment I do not feel we can perform our duties and services to the community. He made it official with a formal letter of recognition to Jones herself. Nothing that he was the longest running chief in the area, he said he felt his force had recently made substantial progress in dealing with unspecified ups and downs. See, you got to listen. You got to look at these wordings when these people be saying stuff.
Keywords.
Because you already know what they're trying to say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So let me see. Jones declined to discuss the drastic move, telling WRAL she was not at liberty to talk because of personal matter. She had started on June the 2nd after a nationwide search, according to the statement, celebrating the hiring of the manager, hailing for having worked in progressively responsible positions in several states. Let me see if I can find the part. Okay, she accused Richland County leaders of hostile treatment and for not paying her fairly because she was Black and had a disability, court docs show. She also accused the county of discriminating against her because she was a whistleblower who reported serious fraud, wrongdoings, and violations of the law. The lawsuit was voluntarily dismissed April 2017. Court records show without elaborating on why. Yep.
So they was mad that she was gonna make him do right. And he was extra mad because he didn't get the position that he wanted. He was mad that that little black girl, you know, they love to call us girls. Mag is that little black girl, that beautiful melanated queen that we see on the screen. She was beautiful. Probably highly educated at that as well. Extra mad.
Yes.
He wanted that job. He could run that town.
Yep.
He wanted that job. That's what he is. This man.
Yep. So that's what it just seems like to me, that, you know, she got basically thrown under the bus because she was making them do right and she told the truth.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting out of the situation. But then you're going to have the nerve to try to, all y'all quit. Bye.
That's what, once again, that was so distasteful. Okay.
I mean, like, it's so sad to know that, you know, you don't want to continue working because you have a Black woman over you, or over the town, and you got to communicate with her because she called y'all out for the truth. Like, this is what we're dealing with in America as of right now. And we've been dealing with it. They do what they want to do. They got a whole separate rule book from us.
Oh yes.
They
created the book. They created that book.
It's not right. It's not right at all. And we are always getting the short end of the stick.
No matter what. You could be perfect.
That's the way it was designed.
God. Be close to God. And still, they will find fault in you. Just because you are Black.
Oh, yeah. That's the way it's designed.
It's so sad.
That's why we got to wise up so we can rise up, because seriously, if people don't realize now that it's so repetitious, it's so redundant, that's the way it was designed for us. The rules were made for us, not for them.
Of course.
You know, it's you know, right.
And it's a sin.
And we got to break that design. We know, no.
I'm Black, over it. She female and she disabled. Can the police do that? Can civil? Because I know a lot of times, like some people, like, they can't strike. Like, they're civil servants. So can they go on strike like that? Can they do that? Like, legally, can they do
that? I bet you they can.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah.
I mean, will they? I wonder if they could face consequences for doing that, because they're civil servants and they left the town unprotected. What could have happened?
Exactly.
Because now, how can you go back? That was negligence on the job, so you shouldn't be allowed to go back. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they should be charged with something.
They need to get qualified people in those positions, because evidently their motive was not to protect and serve the people. It was to protect and serve themselves.
And why is it that when people do wrong in these positions, their feelings are so hurt when they are called out? Like, you did wrong, bro. You did wrong. So you should get the same treatment everybody else get. That's just the facts.
Lacking accountability.
And
accountability.
I'm just going to bring this up and we're going to end this live, but I also read today, and this subject has been going around for a couple of days now, but it says that the Black woman is trying to turn into a man. She's taking on the responsibility of a man, and the men are really tuning in and getting upset about it. But correct me if I'm wrong, but the Black woman had no choice but to be strong as a man, because no one was looking out for the Black woman. No one had the Black woman back. The Black woman 9 times out of 10 ended up being a single mother, and she got to make it do what she do for her children. So what is this rhetoric about the Black woman trying to take on the role of a man? It sounds like to me she's taking on the role of a survivor.
Here's what I think. Back in the day, women had no options. Women had to marry a man to survive, period. They couldn't get educations. They couldn't get jobs. They couldn't do anything. Now that women do not need men to survive, men need to come stronger than just your pockets, my love. Because I can do that my damn self.
Right.
Women no longer need men's money. They no longer need a man's name. They no longer need men to do the things that they are accustomed only in having to do. They got to step up. They have to be more. They have to do more. Women ask men, forget asking us. Ask a man, what do you bring to the table besides the pocketbook?
Exactly. And and a woman need emotional support.
Yes.
We don't need just somebody to come bang, bang, bang all night and spend money.
Right.
Exactly.
Like, baby, that's old. Baby, that was back.
The male-female relationship is so much deeper than that.
Exactly.
Much more.
Yes. Like, open up. Like, bring your spirituality. You're supposed to be the covenant of the woman. Like, the woman should be able to trust you. The woman, first of all, ain't no woman putting up with no cheating man no more. Like, that's dead. Like, don't no woman want no man running around here with every single woman he sees.
Exactly.
Like, first of all, women are tired of getting diseases.
Yes.
They're tired of keeping it all together for the people to make it seem like things are going good when they're really not. Like, come on, stop that. Step it up. Step it up.
And they don't need to do that. You see, all the people that are mad about this comment are these hurt little boys that never grew up and know how to be and know what an actual man is supposed to be.
Yes.
A man ain't about taking out trash, paying for this, paying for that. No, it's about someone that you can trust, someone you can have faith in, someone that actually lead you properly. You can't follow somebody that don't know how to lead themselves out of an empty damn room. What are you doing, sir?
Exactly.
What are you doing? You have to bring more to the table than just your pocket.
Exactly.
That's why they reverse that. That's why they reverse that. That's why they ask women, what do we bring to the table?
Exactly. And let me say this, and then we're going to get ready to end this. But stop raising these, what you want to call men, to be baby boys, because you are raising a grown child. Like, mamas, stop doing that.
Yeah.
Pour more into your male child. What you do, you put him on a hat and some Timbo. Oh, my baby fine. You want that baby over there? You want that baby over there? No. Won't you teach your child to be respectful of these young ladies? Teach them how to come correct. Like, all you do is want to act like, my child so cute, my child gonna have all the women. Baby, I've been out here, nobody else say that, because that's so stupid.
I think it's disgusting, really. You're sexualizing your child. That's gross.
Exactly. Talking about your child gonna have all the women. Baby, stop that. Stop that.
He in a pamper. He's sexy. He's in a pamper, man.
Exactly.
What is wrong with you?
And then now you done raised a baby boy who think that all women should hail at his feet. And now when he can't get a woman to do that, he want to beat on her.
Unalive her and whatnot.
Because his feelings hurt, because she got tired of that same old. Like, be partners in crime, honey. You ain't in no relationship to be a dictator, baby. That's not it. You're not in a relationship to be a dictator.
Yes.
So, you got anything else you would like to say to the people, Sunshine, before we wrap this beautiful show up for today?
Self-love is the best love you can ever have. Love yourself enough to say no. Love yourself enough to walk away. And love yourself enough to stay away. Because you are worth more than you could ever possibly know.
Because as you know, at the beginning of the show, Sunshine talked about that she lost someone very dear to her due to domestic violence. So we do not condone any type of violence over here, but we definitely want you to participate in self-love. Also, if you haven't yet, make sure you go and follow The Truth About a Boss on all platforms, especially Facebook, because we will be going back to Facebook Live every Tuesday starting next month. So make sure you come through. And while you're at it, make sure you go and check out Reset with Monica on Real Talk with Regular People, as myself did an interview with Miss Monica, and it went really well, and I appreciate it.
The ball showed out for y'all. You got to watch it. The ball showed out.
Yes, honey. I had to tell it like it is, because we dove into a few topics, trust and believe, and I don't hold my tongue. No, I'm not. That's right. I'm gonna speak how I feel, because ain't nobody gonna tell me how to feel.
Exactly.
And them just the facts.
Go watch it. You won't be disappointed.
That's right. That's right. And also, I also have to give a shout out to Brandy Brown Media and Photography for always putting together this wonderful show, for the simple fact, if it wasn't for that, there wasn't even be a show. So here we go. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go and follow Sunshine. She is on, well, I'll tell you what, you tell the people yourself.
Well, I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Sunshine Lorena. Follow me if you want to.
Okay. And she's also our content manager. She is responsible for getting these great topics out to the people, y'all. Let's see. Let's read this last comment before we head out. Chris said, but it is a business when sometimes they can't pay the musicians. Whew, child.
Yes.
And guess what? I definitely feel you on that, because you have people that's working in the church, doing things. That's why it is important to keep everything in a way of integrity. So people will get where they will give. They will be glad to give. Like, if I feel like you're trying to get over on me, I ain't giving nothing. But if I believe in your word, I believe, and if I got some money that I've made, and I know, because one thing about me, I believe in planting a seed so it can grow. So that's my outlook on tithing. I don't feel like if I don't got it, I'm not going to try to give it. I'm going to give what I can. But at the end of the day, to me, if I had a church, I would definitely have fundraisers and different things, so I can make sure I stayed on top of my game.
Bake sales, things like that. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's
They
right.
used to do that in church, little skating parties, things like that. They used to do it all the time.
Ain't nothing wrong with raising money, baby. Church is a business, and you got to pay people, honey. You got to do it. Christopher said, come on, B, you have to have personal beliefs, and you do. Said, come on, Sunshine. All right. So with that being said, we want to thank everybody for coming through. Don't forget, we will definitely be back on Facebook. I am so excited because Facebook is doing some things that I definitely can get down with. So I will be returning back to Facebook. And for everyone that's listening, you definitely can give us millionaire stars. Yeah. Let me say it. Millionaire pending stars for our hard work that we put together for this show. So if you give 100 stars, that's equal to $1. We take all donations. This definitely is not free to run this show, but definitely we're going to run this show. Best and believe we're going to find a way and we're going to make it happen. So, but if you like the content that we're putting out there, make sure you throw us a little something every now and then so we can keep everything going the way we want to.
Remember, the more stars you send, the more likely your comments will be read. So,
oh yes, most definitely, and we definitely are increasing and moving in a more positive direction with the show. And we got new things that are coming up. We can't spill the beans just yet, but you will see. You will see as they come along. All right. Well, I would just like to say to everybody, make sure you love yourself.
Yeah.
Put some self-love on you. Make sure that you be courteous to people. And more than anything, don't allow people like the Sesame Place to treat your babies any kind of way. Stop going. Don't patronize places that don't respect your black skin. Anything else, Sunshine?
Nope, you got it all, boss.
All right. Y'all have a blessed night. Millionaire pending.
Blessing.